Namah Shivaya, Shantaya Namastasmai Pinakine, Namostu Neelakantaya, Vishwarupaya Vedase. There are times in history when devotion becomes so pure, so unbounded, that the divine cannot remain still. He must move, he must descend, and he must embrace the ones who call him with their entire being. These are the stories of such souls, souls who make their love for Lord Shiva their life, their breath, and their truth. In the sacred heart of the Chola kingdom in India, centuries ago, where temple towers touched the sky and ancient mantras drifted through the air like soft clouds of incense, there lived three extraordinary devotees of Lord Shiva. Their lives were different, their paths were different, but in each of them burned a flame so bright it lit the way for generations to come. Kalikamba Nayanar lived in India, a humble merchant by profession, but a king when it came to devotion. He had a rare gift, eyes that saw the divine not only in temple or idols, but in every devotee who walked through his door, whether saint or stranger, rich or poor, learned or illiterate. Kalikamba Nayanar bowed to all who carried the Lord's name on their lips. To him, a devotee was not a visitor. A devotee was Lord Shiva himself. His wife stood by him each day in the sacred service, cooking, cleaning, and preparing their home like a small temple, a place where devotees were fed and honored with love. Their life was simple, but their devotion was vast. One day, a man arrived dressed in the garb of a devotee. Kalikamba Nayanar rushed forward with the joy of a child, offering water, washing the visitor's feet, and welcoming him with reverence. But his wife froze. She recognized the man not as a pilgrim, not as a wandering saint, but as their former servant, now disguising himself as a devotee. Her heart hesitated. Her hands refused to move. To her, the disguise felt deceptive. To Kalikamba Nayanar, it did not matter. What mattered was the spirit of service, the inner vow he had made, the unbroken truth he lived by, that in every devotee, the Lord Himself comes to his home. In that moment, Kalikamba Nayanar acted with the fierce purity of a heart that refuses to let worldly judgment pollute devotion. And in that moment of fierce surrender, he drew a firm line, even with his own wife, demonstrating that for him, devotion came before everything else. And without letting the disturbance shake his heart, he returned to his worship as though the world had vanished, seeing only Lord Shiva in the devotee before him. He continued his worship of the visitor with full-hearted surrender, because for him, stopping that worship would be stopping the flow of grace itself. And in the unseen realms, Lord Shiva smiled. For devotion that sees him everywhere reaches him directly. Through this uncompromising surrender, Kalikamba Nayanar attained the supreme grace of the Lord. Meanwhile, in another town in India, another lamp of devotion burned brightly. Kalia Nayanar, an oilmonger whose life revolved around a simple act of love, lighting the temple lamps before Lord Shiva. In the beginning, fortune favored him. He had wealth, family support, and everything he needed. But the Lord, who tests his devotees the way gold is tested in fire, slowly stripped all of that away. Kalia Nayanar's wealth vanished. His family abandoned him. Even basic comfort dissolved like morning mist. But the flame within him never flickered. Each morning, he walked miles, working tirelessly just to earn a few drops of oil for the lamps. His body weakened, but his devotion grew stronger. And then came the day when even that small effort became impossible. Exhausted, starving, and with no oil left and no way to earn more, he walked into the dark temple, looked at the extinguished lamps, and felt his heart break. For him, the darkness in the sanctum was unbearable, worse than his own hunger and worse than poverty itself. The world could turn against him, but he could not let Lord Shiva's light go out. In that moment of despair, he resolved to give the only thing he had left, his own body. If no oil remained, he would offer his own essence, his own life to keep the flame alive. This devotion had reached the point where the boundary between himself and the Lord dissolved. And before he could act, a soft, warm hand held his wrist. Lord Shiva himself appeared, radiant and compassionate. His voice was gentle, filled with the love only a father can hold for a devoted child. The flame that you have kept alive is not the flame in these lamps, Lord Shiva said. It is the flame in your heart, steady, unwavering, eternal, and that is the light that reaches me. And with that blessing, Kalia Nayanar became one with the grace of Lord Shiva. His life forever a reminder that devotion is not measured in offerings, but in the willingness to give oneself completely. Not far from these villages lived Satti Nayanar, a devotee with a heart both soft as a lotus and strong as a lion. His love for Lord Shiva's devotees was absolute. He believed that speaking ill of a devotee was the gravest of spiritual errors, a wound inflicted directly upon the Lord. Whenever gossip or criticism arose, Satti Nayanar would stop it instantly. His voice carried a force that left no room for disrespect. Some say he could silence negativity with a single look. Others say his words made even the proudest man fall silent. But one thing was very clear. Around him, the sacredness of devotion was protected like a jewel. He did not act from anger, he acted from reverence. From the understanding that saints and devotees live in a light far beyond ordinary perception. In his presence, people learned to choose their words carefully, to honor what is holy, and to recognize the divine spark within those who walk the spiritual path. And Lord Shiva, who reads the heart more than the act, showered him with grace. For loyalty to devotees is loyalty to the Lord Himself. 3 lives, 3 expressions of love, and 3 flames lit by the same divine hand. When a devotee loves without doubt, without pride, and without conditions, the distance between the soul and Lord Shiva disappears. Only devotion remains, and only grace remains. Kalikamba Nayanar showed that devotion sees God everywhere. Kalia Nayanar showed that devotion survives even when everything else is taken away. And Satti Nayanar showed that devotion protects what is sacred. Different stories, different journeys, but one truth. When love for Mahadev becomes your breath, your heartbeat, your purpose, he enters your life in ways the world may never understand. May Jagat Pita Mahadev bless us all. Keep seeking, keep chanting, keep surrendering. Om Namah Shivaya.